Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back once again for the very first time to the Farts and Craps Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Anjo here with part 8, Shadow of the Colossus Revisited. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a good playthrough so far. It's a lot of interesting things have been happening. And I'm just trying to cool down right now because it is a little bit too warm in here. So I got my old friend ice pack because I was like, oh man, we have that extra ice pack in the freezer. I could use that to cool down. Because I took a shower earlier and it was nice and soothing. Felt good on my old bones. And I was like, oh man, I'm like all relaxed and stuff. It'd be really nice right now is a cup of coffee. Like cold, ice cold. But I don't have time for cold brew. I make a pot of coffee every day, man. I did adjust the visual settings. I considered starting the playthrough over because I didn't really like the how the actual recordings turned out visually, but yeah, I don't know. It has been a good playthrough though. I like how it looks on my screen. And like I messed around with the visual settings a lot again. And again, I just came back to the vibrant setting. I just turned it down a little bit. I felt like it was a little bit too aggressive. It turned up as much as I had it, which was like 90 or 95 or something percent. I turned it down to like 70, and I think it's less colorful, but it's supposed to be less colorful. I wish you could like fine-tune the filters like you can in photo mode. Like they're obviously the same filters. Just like editing the filters would be cool. That'd be tight. Because they do affect a lot of things. Like a lot of things. I don't think it's just simple like image correction. It's like I think it affects like the rendering and stuff. I don't know, but oh, there it is. Ooh, it's starting to get really cool. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that feels nice. There we go. I think I just heard the AC turn on. Oh, that would be wonderful. I think so, yeah. Like I'm using a little bit of processing on like the audio, so you guys won't be able to hear it, but yeah, I think I can hear it. It's just kind of subtle, and like I have like other fans going. Obviously, like there's my computer's fan, obviously. PS4 Pro fan, the external fan on my PS4 Pro. So hopefully the internal fans don't kick up at full throttle because that can be loud. But yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, that feels good. Holy shit. Anyway, gonna go ahead and continue. I did kind of want to wait for like the Falcon mode demo thing to like show up because I was actually reminded of something on the terrain. About a specific lake that you can go to. Whoa, geez, camera, stop. I really like this effect, like if you just like... Okay, I can't actually move the camera over there. I have to be like a little bit further away from the thing. But yeah, I really like how the level of like depth and detail in this game is like, it's very impressive. I just like some of the things don't look that great, like Wanderer's face, like his facial stuff is weird. But I guess it's supposed to be like the same kind of like model, I guess. Like they didn't want to like change it too much. Agro. Agro. But yeah, in the demo, agro.
Agro.
There you go. Oh, stop moving.
Agro.
Agro.
Agro. Agro. Agro. Agro. Agro. Agro. Agro. Agro.
He's just like straight up ignoring me. He's like, I'm going for a walk. You apparently forgot about our mission. There you go. I will pull on your reins to get you to like stay still for a second. There you go. I wanted to give you some pets, you son of a bitch. No, I love Agro. He's great. Like one of my favorite animals in video games. Partially because he's not just like a tool, you know? Like he's like programmed to have a little bit of personality. I like that. It's really cool. Like he'll get sick of your shit too if you just like keep pressing X when you're on his back. I know I've mentioned that before, but I think you can just like hold X and he'll like stay at, yeah, even while you turn. I kind of forgot about that. I just remembered for no reason. But yeah, if you like kick in your heels like too much. I also just remembered there's a shiny tail around here. I don't remember where, but somewhere over here there's a shiny tail. Yeah, that's definitely the AC. Alright, good. It's actually going to cool down in here. Because I probably should not keep this ice pack like applied to my... Oh, there he is. Got him. Sorry, bud. I'm going to try to shoot just your tail. Nope. Shot him in the butt. Shot through the butt, but you're too late. You give anal a bad name. Alright, anyway, that's not the lyrics. But yeah, if you just like leave the game on the title screen for a while, it'll go into this mode where it just follows one of the like falcons around. And I did remember, I think I mentioned in the last episode I was quite tired. But yeah, I did look it up at one point. They are a type of falcon. I can't remember the name, but that specific design is definitely a falcon. I kept calling them hawks, which is not correct. I just wish I could remember what kind of falcon it is. I already got the shiny tail at the shrine, I believe. I think I did that last time. I also thought like maybe I should like, whoops, try to make good time for this series. I was like, you know, just like tearing ass through the game. And I was like, nah, fuck that. It's not how you play this game. It's not the appeal. It's not like even like the intended way. Like I think Bluepoint intentionally put in the, well, obviously intentionally, but Danjo, let me, hey brain, higher brain, let the other brain finish his thought. Oh, there was a, I heard that. Is it up there? Is there another way down here? Do you guys hear that? Yeah, right there. Oh, maybe I have to use aggro to jump onto this rock? Nope. Made it. Yeah, but I think they intentionally put in the secret coins to like change the way that people play the game, kind of. It's and like, because I feel like that's the instinct for a lot of people when they play games like this. It's like, oh man, it's a big world, I just want to like see how fast I can beat the game, and there is that achievement for the game. Slight spoilers, by the way. I'm going to show you guys the trophies real quick. Once again, please avert your eyes for the next like 10 or 20 seconds while I check. Unless you want to see the trophies, which I'm looking at right now. But I don't think there's even an achievement for getting all the secret coins. There's one for doing a no-death run, which is kind of tough. Although after you've beaten the game a couple times, that's probably not like a huge issue. Oh yeah, ooh, that feels nice. Still looking at trophies. No. There is no achievement for any of the secret coin stuff. So, it's like the secrets that are completely optional. So I think in that way it's meant to like, be like, yeah, not all the secrets are gonna be like, something we're gonna even encourage you to do. Like, as reinserting a sense of exploration, basically, into the game. Encouraging the player to, like, take their time. I think that's really cool. This is such a cool Colossus. I love this one. count? Oh, there he goes. I was gonna say, now you have to like kind of line it up a little bit. Alright, aggro, I'm gonna have to jump. Shit. Ah, fuck. Come on. There we go. I was like, get your foot in there, bud. Bam. There we go. Oh, there he is. He's over there. What's up here? Know what's up here. Shit, where is it? Alright. I was hoping I wouldn't have to turn off the filter, but since it's less, there we go, bold works. Oh, it's over the spike, right? Gotcha. Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. He's like, no, dude, I know what's gonna happen. I'm not coming over there. It's like, come on, this is what, the 10th time you've done this? Come on, aggro, help me, please. Although, it's kind of cool because just through like gameplay, the game kind of like hints, it kind of like tells you in a way that like aggro is not your horse. Like, you more than likely stole that horse. Because like there's no like, and it doesn't show anything about like the game starts when you're already like mid journey basically. But anyway, I'm gonna shut up for this. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like about the because bold bold is closer to what the game looks like without any filter. But yeah, like with no filters at all, like yeah, it's just a very it's very drab, like gray game. like like the colors are there, they're just very subdued. I think it's partially maybe because of like the HDR implementation. Because like I played other games like with HDR modes and stuff, and that like when you turn it off. Oh wait, I know exactly where this guy is. Okay. Kind of looks like this. You know what I mean? Or like if you've seen content where like when some people like stream a game and they're playing it in HDR. They're not doing any like tone mapping or anything. It's just like kind of converting. It's like trying to display HDR, but it's not like supported. And then the colors look all weird and shit. Anyway, that's kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah, there's like not a lot of color to the game. Not to say like it looks bad without a filter. I'm not saying that at all, because I enjoy that, like monochromatic, very like muted tones and stuff. I like the way it looks. I just know for a lot of people that's not very appealing and like vivid to me. It just messes with the saturation. I'm not a big fan of how vivid looks either. And faded is just like way too bright. I don't even know why it's called faded. And yeah, just like a lot of these, I don't really like the look. But yeah, in my opinion, Vivid is just like the best looking one. I don't know, I guess I'm just trying to like explain the appeal, I guess, throughout this like series to like people that don't get it, you know? Because it's very... Wait, hold on. It's supposed to be like 20. How long ago was this game released? Like, not quite 20 years. It was like 2005, so that would be minus like 3. 17 years ago? Wow. So yeah, it's very possible some people watching this were born after this game came out. Or they were just like very young when this game came out. Like maybe like they weren't gamers yet. Stuff like that. And so yeah, for those younger folk, I feel like, or just for people that are unfamiliar with like this generation of games in general. They might not. Haha, nice jump there, Aggro. They might not have like. They might need some context. I can totally understand like people like playing this game with no context of like games from like the mid 2000s. There are 2 lizards at this. Huh? What? I didn't switch weapons. Is that a missed input? What happened? Huh. That's weird. And yeah, this is... I don't even know if I call this like a remake or a remaster. It treads that line. Like it's very much the same game. I think like most of the code is actually the same. Like all the assets are pretty much redone. But I thought there was one like in front. I think, or like next to it or something. I would even call this style of like remake or remaster like a reboot, you know? Because it doesn't like comfortably fit within either remaster or remake. And I feel like this is exactly the same game basically. Oh, there you are. I don't know. Get him. Get him. Well, he did knock him over just by being in his way, so that's cool. Good job there, Agano. It's like, you almost hit me, you bastard. Yeah, but I didn't. I just, like, you know, cut the tail off. The lizard that was next to you. I'm fairly certain there's 2 lizards at this one. Is that it? No. Although I don't know if reboot is a good term for it either, because reboot is kind of like colloquially, I don't know. It's a weird word. I'm not sure what the correct pronunciation actually even is. But I feel like the accepted definition, right? The community definition. Like a reboot is like reimagining something in a way. While like, I guess at the same time like trying to stick with the original vision of something. And like retelling, not necessarily retelling the same story, but starting over basically at the beginning. So like, for example, some people called like God of War 2019, I think, is when that one came out. I think they came out the same year, actually. I think this is also 2019. Some people called that a reboot. And I was like, I wouldn't, because of the story element. Like, according to the game's story, it happens after the other God of War games. Like, canonically. Like, I feel like a reboot doesn't acknowledge the existence of, like, other things in, like, the timeline. It's like starting over, kind of. But again, like, reimagining the original vision of something. So, I guess by that definition you could say this is a reboot. And by the way, you're supposed to, like, carefully walk down here, but that's a body of water. And I wanted to show you guys something kind of fun. Is because if you fall a very, very long distance, but you fall in water, you're fine. Even though that was like 100 and something feet, like that was a ridiculous amount of distance. Did I turn vibrant back on? Because, like, I can see underwater pretty good, pretty well. Sorry. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, with this game, like, it's not called Shadow of the Colossus Remake or Remaster or HD or anything like that. It's just called Shadow of the Colossus. The only distinction on, like, the name is the year. It's the same thing with God of War too, like, which I don't really agree with that, honestly. Like, I feel like they should have named it something different because there was already a game in the franchise called God of War. I get it. I get it. And I guess that's part of a reboot too, where, like, God of War could be considered a reboot because, like, the gameplay is, like, substantially different. Because typically, like, back in the day, if you would, yeah, it is on Vibrant. Okay. Um, Back in the day, if you would have a sequel, most of the time it would largely be the same game, or even just a new game in a franchise. It would, like, that was kind of the expectation. Just, like, don't change too much. You know what to expect. Like, pretty famously, when certain assets, when you look super close at them, don't look great. But yeah, pretty famously, back in the day when Nintendo of Japan, which is just Nintendo, sent over Mario 2 to Nintendo of America, they were like, no, this is like the same game with different levels. Like, no, we can't sell this to American audiences. They're expecting something better, something new, you know? And, like, wait, what do you mean? We don't get it. Like, don't people want more of the same? Don't people want, like, all the goodness that they loved about the first one, you know? So they didn't even sell it in America for a long time. said, you know, they reskinned a different game, put Mario characters in there, and you know, they're like, okay, this is good. This is different. It's still Mario, even though it was something totally different. But I guess like later people changed their minds and stuff. I don't know. I don't know if that influenced Zelda or not, because like Zelda 2 is like massively different from Zelda 1. I wonder if it did. I don't know. But yeah, and then Zelda 3, A Link to the Past, is like very similar to the first game, but with obvious enhancements and bigger and all this other stuff, you know. But as far as like design style and everything goes, like yeah, it's largely like the same game, you know. Yeah, Vibrant might be too dark for this part of this, so I'm gonna set it back to bold or something. Um, yeah, bold. That works. Um, where was I going with that? Oh, oh. That's what I mean. Uh, so yeah, I wouldn't call this game a reboot strictly because I think that's one of the most important things about a reboot is like it's different gameplay wise. Like it's not the same thing. Like, and I think that's a necessary part of the definition of a reboot. Which again, there's no like literal definition. I can't open like a dictionary or something. Be like, what is a reboot? You know, it's a word in the English language, obviously, but it's been repurposed at this point. You know, for like other things in media, basically movies, video games, television, all that sort of thing. You know, books. Um, what's a book? You mean like a Kindle? It's like a Nook, but it's on paper, and there's only one story per. Anyway, sometimes multiple, I guess. Some books have multiple stories, but it's got pre-built stories into it. You can't add more. You can delete. You just can't. I guess you can like. Do you want to change it or add more stories? You have to actually write the stories, but anyway. Um, so yeah, I guess like out of the three terms like reboot, remaster, and remake, I feel like remake is the oldest one. Like remakes were like everything used to be referred to as a remake if it was like the same game essentially, just like a newer hardware or like a newer version of something that was like prettier, had some kind of enhancement. Like when I was a kid, yeah, we called those remakes. Um, I remember even some people referred to Ocarina of Time as a remake of essentially the first Zelda game. When like canonically and a bunch of other stuff. Like I no, I don't think so. But I think in general, developers just like rehash ideas, try to make them better over time, and then you know attach names and stuff to that. But like I mean, the reason we have terms for everything, like remake, remaster, reboot, is just to like contextualize things, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Even though, because I'll just wrap this up because we're already at time, and this is the right spot, by the way. But we'll do this Colossus on the next one. It should be pretty quick, I guess. What are we at? We're at like 5 minutes over. Yeah, but like I want to have like the introduction for the next Colossus at the beginning of that next episode, so we already have like the Dorman breakdown of the clues, I guess, for what it is. Um. Anyway, the only reason I wouldn't call this a remaster, I mean I would, but follow my logic here. The only reason I could see why somebody wouldn't consider this a remaster is because um, a lot of the game was recreated and there was like new secrets and stuff like that. Um, the reason I wouldn't call this a remake is because essentially it's the exact same game. Like everything is in the same place. What was there initially is here. Like down to the stones, the assets, the code of the game. Like it's essentially all the exact same thing. So even if you have to recreate some stuff, if you're recreating the exact same piece of media, I would still consider that a remaster. Like sometimes you just need new assets in order for something to look better. Like and here's where I would draw the distinction between a remaster and something else. Because if something is put onto more powerful hardware and whether it's being emulated or not, that doesn't matter. If it's on more powerful hardware and it's the exact same game with nothing changed except for maybe some lighting or whatever, but whether you're using like upscaling or like ray tracing or something like that, like if it's the exact same game, maybe with like some little things added, like oh they made for example like they made it have like variable refresh rate, or like it can run at 120 hertz, or you can play it in 4K now, or whatever. Um, to me, that's more of a port, right? They're making it able to run on a different piece of hardware. Um, Now, emulation, different story, but essentially, an emulator is a porting device, basically. Like, it's. I mean, if you get down to the ones and zeros, it's not. But kind of. Like if you're just like talking about it, it's hard to tell which one you're talking about. It really is. Because you could just describe it and then be like, "Oh, you mean a port?" It's like, no, no, you're just emulating the things. Like, but it's running on this hardware when it was made for different hardware. It's like, but now it's on this hardware. It's like, kinda. But I mean, emulators are still like emulating the original hardware in a sense. But I mean, there's high level emulation and low level emulation, so different types of things. So, like, how do you get your old thing to run on the new thing? You know? Um, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Like, even with, famously with Super Mario 3D All Stars, like, Super Mario Galaxy was not exactly a port because they still used partial emulation, but some of the code, like some of the stuff was like actually ported, but they actually used a mixed approach. So like what is that? And I imagine that's probably what they did. The example I was going to bring up. I imagine that's what they did for Ace Combat 5. Because that game is a PS2 game. I've played the PS4 version on this channel. I actually still have it installed because I love this game. Like, it is so good. Um, but yeah, it was a pre-order bonus for the thing, and one of the easy ways you can check is just by checking the file size, which is 18 gigabytes. That is way larger than if they just had the PS2 ISO and just like emulated it, because it's not. It's a port. It's natively running on more powerful hardware. And like, check out my series on Ace Combat 5: The Unsung War if you guys want to know more about that. But yeah, it's clearly not the same game. Like, it is the exact same game, but it's not being emulated, it was ported. So that's the thing. This is technically not the same exact game. Some stuff was recreated. But does that necessarily make it a remake? Because nothing was changed. Some stuff was added. But I feel like if you're doing a remaster, like, adding some stuff without changing anything that was there in the original doesn't necessarily make it a remake. You feel me? Know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it. I should stop ranting about this. Is it a port, a reboot, a remaster, or a remake? Let me know in the comments, guys. But yeah, of course, before we get going, a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crap Show members. At the time of recording, it's just Novalis Draconis, but if you want to be awesome and incredible like Novalis Draconis, check out the join button, the join button down below. Tier start at $3 a month, gets you into all the basic stuff, and we have a more expensive tier at $10 a month if you want to be extra generous. But yeah, until next time, everybody, take care, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.